So the first place that we wake up is in our ego when we say, okay, who am I? And then you're going to have to look at your astral body. So the higher body above the etheric body is the astral. The astral body, okay, everyone out there in the whole world, raise your hand if you've tamed your astral body. Yeah, no hands are up. Why? Because nobody has. And if you have, then it's an amazing thing, because that means that all your desires are under control. Did Francis Assisi tame his desires? Yes. Thomas Aquinas? Yes. Meister Eckhart Tolle? Yes. Have most people tamed their astral body? No. So good luck with that. The ego can go into your astral body and separate it from your etheric body, or can go into your astral body, then go into your etheric body and go into your physical body.
So as this ego goes up into these spiritual realms, we are redeeming the astral body first, and that's nirvana.
And when you do this, you are entering into literally the inner layers of the earth, and they can be very detrimental to you if you have not solved the issues of your chakras from your heart down. So your foundation chakra, your sex chakra, your energy chakra, the chakra right below your solar plexus, if those aren't tamed, you have wild volcanic explosions happening, and your ego gets caught in your solar plexus. The astral body is in fact invisible to most people. Now, you can look at somebody's face and tell if they're angry or they're sad or they're depressed or whatever. But in essence, if they wanted to, they could hide their entire astral body from you. All their desires, all their thoughts, they could hide them from you completely, except from a clairvoyant, of course. And yes, there's part of them that pull them down and part of them that take them up. And the ones that take them up into the next realm. And that's called...
Steiner calls it the spirit self stage. He says that we are transforming the astral body when we are in that realm.
The Hindu names would be Nirvana, Paranirvana, Mahaparanirvana, or Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, and Nirmanakaya. So there's these special names. Rudolf Steiner calls them spirit self, life spirit, spirit human.
Exiting this world of samsara, the world that we live in.
My astral body can stretch into the realm of the eternal, because you can desire to have enlightenment. You can desire to have eternal thoughts. You can desire to have thoughts filled with wisdom, thoughts filled with virtues. When you're doing that, you're no longer just human. You're starting to develop that part of yourself that is going to become angelic, or what they call in Buddhism, it's called the manasic realm.
If you exit this world and you consciously go into this world, you are going into the world of the group soul of the animals.
So there's manas, buddhi, and atman. So yes, manasic is when you're transforming your astral body into one that's purified.
Paraphrasing Steiner, he basically said that Buddha had the greatest thoughts of all times, and we should listen to him. And what did he teach? He taught how to overcome the astral body. Did he teach how to overcome and redeem the etheric body or the physical body? No, he did not. Buddha said, I can get you to that realm. I can get you there. It's not a problem. Because here it is. And I'm there now. Because why? I see the lights emanating because of my enlightenment through the realm of imagination where the angels were, through my astral body and through my developed spirit self. I see all of that. And that's what each of us would see if we attain it too. And it would be very similar to the spiritual content that Buddha or anyone who ascended into these realms did. So there are many, many, many Buddhas. I could go on all day long.
The Buddhists all pray for enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. They don't pray for enlightenment for themselves. That would completely negate the whole process. You pray for enlightenment and you desire enlightenment for the sake of liberating all other sentient beings from suffering. Once you have that impulse, then you're in fact working on a divine realm. And the being that is in that realm, those are angels, but unfortunately, there's another being that works in that realm, and that is Lucifer. He's the king of the angelic hosts that have fallen. So if you tame your astral body, you're taming the dragon of Lucifer. And that's the reason Lucifer, Satan, sometimes referred to as a dragon. When you're looking at your astral body, what is that? That's your Luciferic pride and desires. And once you get over those, and you're no longer just selfish, but you can be selfless, then you can start to have higher thinking. But it won't be for you. It'll be for the sake of all other sentient beings. And so the astral body, yes, right now, and this is a very, very complicated element of anthroposophy. To begin with, you have three soul functions: sentient soul, intellectual soul, and consciousness soul. But that transformation going into the spiritual world already has to have other parts of your body somewhat tamed. For instance, when you're between the age of 21 and 28, you're developing your sentient soul, and it works with the astral body. It's kind of like saying, let's figure out what the sense perception, what the desire that comes from the world, the desire that comes from me, how does that integrate? When you enter into the spiritual world, you have to be ready to learn their language. And what does Apocalypse say? You have to learn the eternal gospel, sing the new song, put on the white robe, and join in the dance. And that is thinking, feeling, and willing, because thinking is, of course, images. Put on the white robe, feeling, which is higher imagination, moral imagination. Learn the eternal gospel. The sound, of course, is inspiration, moral inspiration. Sing the new song. And the willpower is, of course, it's dance per se. It's fitting into the rhythm. So when you say the harmony of the spheres, like I just did somebody's astrology chart, whether it be the Tarot, 22 letters of the Tarot, the 22 letters of the Proto-Hebraic language, whether it be the 22 letters of eurythmy, the 22 formative forces of the consonants of the zodiac, or whether it be the 7 forces of the planets, these are all the forces of initiation that are in your body that you can gear towards separating your astral body from your etheric body, and consciously. And when you do, you become an objective viewer of the most magnificent thing you'll ever experience, your own etheric body. You'll see through your astral body of desires into the realm of the etheric. And what will you see there? Christ in a battle for your soul, and the soul of every person affected by scientism, scientific materialism. That's Ahriman's dream. Everyone who gives their soul over to the subnatural realms of electrostatic, electromagnetic, and basically subnatural or electrogravitational energies. Anyone who gives that over, well, then what do you have to take to the spiritual world? If you tame your etheric body where you'll find Ahriman, then you need to have healthy rhythms in your life. You need to have clear thinking. You need to work out of love. You need to have light in your thinking, and that light can dispel the darkness. But in our age, right now, we have other books coming out, one soon called Surviving the Apocalypse. Ask anybody who's a Christian or in the Western world, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, we're in the apocalypse. I'd say probably 90% of the people would say, we absolutely are in the apocalypse, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so what are you supposed to do in the apocalypse? You're supposed to defeat the dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns that rises out of the sea. That's Ahriman, your own etheric body. If you tame your etheric body where you'll find Ahriman, there's no way you can look at it. There's no way you could look directly on the etheric Christ. You can look through your astral body, through your astral light, through your guardian angel. You're able to look at the current manifestation of the pre-earthly deeds of Christ. In other words, standing upright, speaking, and thinking. So if you could understand those 3 elements all at once, and understand where your ego came from, which is directly from the Elohim, from Christ, and where it's going to, which is directly back to the Elohim through Christ, you would burn up. You would instantaneously burn up. And what is it that they try to teach you in initiation? You have to be ready to die. As a matter of fact, it is a ritual death. And in some cases, it's through the different elements. You'll go through, earth, water, fire, air, as the different baptisms. In other words, the different bodies that you have that need to be purified. This is the language of the Spirit. For me, and what happens to most people who come and see the magic in a Waldorf classroom is they say, oh, I wish I would have had that when I was young. Can I please come and be one of your students? I promise I'll be good. I'll sit in the back. I know I'm big, but you can maybe get a desk my size. All the adults who ever came to observe, every single one of them said the same thing. They wish they would have had that for themselves, and they'd like to do it now. Well, I said that. I saw Waldorf and I said, oh, I want that. So I put myself through it by being the teacher. And so I got that benefit of redoing my etheric body and being forced to tame my astral body. Not one stray thought can happen in the classroom because the children are clairvoyant. They'll pick it up, right? You can't fake the taming of your astral body.
I have to share just this one sentence from the second paragraph of the lecture, and believe me, if it's that early in the lecture, it's very important. And he's talking about children, and he says, "There's primarily an imitative being whose inner nature orients itself to its environment and the effect of the outer world upon him as he imitates. That's why it is so important that at this age we do nothing in the child's proximity that the child cannot absorb and assimilate. And this includes the very way we think and feel." So there's a certain presence of mind you have to pull this off. And that's what he's referring to. They will catch you at every turn. If you lose it, it all breaks loose, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like opening the dam, all of a sudden, oh, good, we can be chaotic.
Every morning we started off doing circle dances.